Come here, come here, come here. We gotta buy this house. Come check it out.
Whoa.
Look. It's a castle.
So Sarah found a house she thinks we should buy to flip. It's pretty crazy looking, so I think I'm gonna go take a look at it, but I'm gonna hear what she has to say first.
So we got an email from our wholesaler this morning. So usually these houses definitely need tons of work, and usually we're helping someone get out of a bad situation so that they don't get foreclosed on. So often there's liens on the property and that kind of thing.
It's a very unique house.
It's a castle. So weird.
Looks like there's some new electrical and plumbing, which is a plus, but obviously no drywall, so we're gonna have to go inspect that and see how big of a deal. I don't know how they do like curved drywall.
Yeah, this is funny. So it needs tons of work, but the bones are like all brick and metal, so it's very sturdy.
They're asking $170 for it, and he has the ARV, which is the after repair value, as $250,000. I think that's pretty accurate for the area. So there's about an $80,000 split there. I don't know how much money we'd have to put into it. So I'm gonna go check it out and see exactly how much I think is gonna have to go into this property.
I don't think this one's safe for the girls, so I'm gonna stay home. Jamie's gonna go check it out.
All right.
Could be a fun project.
All right, so I'm here at the house. I'm about to go in, but I just want to talk with you guys a little bit about how we go about flipping houses and financing the deals. So if you're interested in getting into house flipping, you need to understand that the biggest mistake you can make is overpaying for a house. So you need to try to buy at the best price possible. You can make it cute and do all this stuff too, but if you don't buy it at the right price, you're not going to make money. So the house flips we've done before, we've bought from a wholesaler. Basically, he finds deals for us and then sells them to us for a profit. I think he made around $5,000 to $7,000 on some of the deals we've bought from him in the past. So this house is for sale for $170,000 from him, and he thinks that it's worth $250,000. So it looks like there's a decent amount of room for profit, depending on how much we have to put into it. So the first flip we did last year, we bought for around $140,000, and we sold it for $211,000, which netted us a profit for around $33,000. The second one we bought for $185,000 and sold for $292,000, which netted us around $62,000. If you were to try to find a house priced that low on the MLS, you wouldn't be able to find it. So that's why we go through a wholesaler. Now, the one complicated thing is that if you're going to buy through a wholesaler, you need to be able to close on the property within 10 to 14 days of accepting the offer. What that means is you can't have traditional financing through a bank. You have to either have cash or a line of credit, or else a hard money loan, which is like a loan through a private investor. So the hardest way to finance a flip is through just using all of your own cash. That's a pretty big risk, and most people don't have a couple $100,000 sitting around to invest. The other two options are the hard money loan. Those usually work out pretty well, but you're going to pay a high interest rate, probably 9 to 10%. And then your loan period is very short, so you usually have to pay that back within 12 months. So that's pretty quick. So those are higher risk and higher cost. The way we've chosen to go is by using a line of credit on some of our other investment properties. We have a line of credit right now, and it's a 4% interest, and it lasts for 5 years. So we can use that line of credit throughout that 5-year period, and we only have to pay 4% interest. There still is a risk there, but it's a lot cheaper of a loan to get, and that allows us to be able to have higher profit margins. The line of credit also allows you to be able to have cash at close to buy these wholesale deals. It's a little bit of a tricky system, but if you can figure out how to do it, you're going to be able to get houses a lot cheaper. If I were to look for a house on the MLS right now, I would not be able to find one that I can make money on because they're all so expensive. The real estate market is extremely hot. So these wholesale deals are really the only way to go. So there's one other thing I should mention about the line of credit. Some of you may be confused if you've seen our other video about how all of our rental properties are paid off. And they are. We have no debt on them, but we do have this line of credit in place, which means that we can borrow money on those at any time. So right now we have a zero balance on our line of credit, but if we were to buy a house like this with the line of credit, I would start paying interest on that money and then I would pay the line of credit back off after I sold the property. So the line of credit is in place, but there's no debt on it right now, if that makes sense. It works out pretty well, but I just thought I would clarify that a little bit. So I have a few thoughts on this property before we go in it. First of all, if it is worth $250,000 fixed up, which I believe it is, that means there's around $80,000 of cushion. So for me personally, if I can do, you know, $25,000 to $30,000 in work to this house, and then sell it for that $250,000, that would give me, after closing costs, maybe a profit of around $30,000 to $40,000 potentially. So we really have to get inside and see what needs to be done. So when we're going in to look at these houses, we always want to make sure we bring a piece of paper with us to write down all the potential expenses. You're never going to be exact down to the dollar when you're estimating cost, but you can very quickly add up to see just how much money there is to be made by looking at the bigger ticket items like your roof, foundation, HVAC, and if all that stuff is there and working, then usually the cosmetic stuff is the cheaper stuff. So I'm gonna go look and see what this property looks like. Let's go check it out. There she is. She's a beauty. Very strange looking. I don't know. Is it cool? Is it weird? So it looks like the property's condemned. Good to know. So that means I'll have to do extra inspections and stuff like that before I can sell it. Alright, here we are. It's pretty cool. Lots of big windows. This cool brick wall. I like that. Very unique so far. But this door is actually unlocked, so I'm gonna check for squatters before I go any further. All the electrical's done. That's kind of nice. Kitchen. It's the bathroom. Yikes, it's totally destroyed, and it's all concrete walls, so I think that plumbing would be pretty hard. Looks like a steel roof, which is nice. Sturdy house. There's definitely some trash here though, I don't know about that. So this looks like it might be a master bedroom. It's a pretty cool room, it's really big, and it looks like they have the plumbing and electrical all done for the master bath, so that's definitely a plus. Electrical, you got your dual, maybe shower, sink, dual vanity, something like that. So, and then a closet, walk-in closet back here. It's kind of nice. I just don't know how you drywall all these curved walls. Hello? Anybody up here? All right, so I'm upstairs now. There's 3 bedrooms up here. They all have this like cement wall or plaster wall, so that's how they, I guess, drywalled it with plaster. But I'm thinking that type of repair will be a lot more expensive than just traditional drywall, so definitely have to factor that in. Also, the floors are cement, so you know, getting new plumbing up and new wiring up is not going to be quite as easy as a traditional home. And then there's the bathroom there, and then a small bedroom in here, and in here. So, kind of strange shaped, but also kind of cool. It does look like they have new PEX plumbing run up here though to these heaters, so that's pretty good. It's a good sign. Alright, so this bathroom is another total redo. It's going to be expensive. Alright, so this looks like some kind of a laundry room. But the problem is all the walls are that concrete again, so refinishing this is going to be really hard, I think. You'll have to maybe re-stud it all out and put drywall in. Not exactly sure, but a lot of the house looks like this. It needs a lot of work. Hello? Yeah, I'm going to give that one a nope. Not going down there. I think if I was more interested in this house, I'd be going down to the basement to look at the HVAC stuff, but it's dark and creepy down there, so I'm gonna pass. Yeah, see, everything is this brick, so it's gonna be a lot harder to refinish. A lot more expensive too. Alright, so I've been hearing some creepy noises, and there's definitely evidence of squatters here, so I'm gonna get out of here, do a quick tour around the outside of the property, and then go back to the car. Alright guys, so I think this one is definitely a no-go for us, especially after doing a walk around the outside. There's just a lot of stuff that really is going to be a huge pain to take care of and move. There's like a big old brick train thing. I don't know if it was like a pizza oven or something, but it was all crumbling, and there's just a lot of manual labor here that would need to be done. I think if you were a full-time flipper and you had a crew of guys, that this might be a property to take on. But if Sarah and I were doing it, it would be me who is probably doing most of the manual labor. Sarah would try to help when she can, but with the girls, it would probably mostly fall on me. So I'm not looking to break my back and have a project like this right now. I just think it's just too much work. Maybe if we could get this house for $100,000 and then hire everything out, you might still be able to make some good money. But I think at $170, it's just too high and too expensive for all the work it needs. So I thought I would just quickly read off my rough estimates for cost on this house, and just show you what I came up with as far as how much we'd have to have into this property. So I have $10,000 for a kitchen, 2 bathrooms at $2,500 each. I can do a pretty cheap bathroom. So $5,000 for bathrooms, exterior $5,000. That's not including the roof. I didn't get a good look at the roof, but there's a chance it could be bad, so that would be a gamble. Drywall $10,000, flooring $10,000. Closing cost, if you were to sell this property, probably be around $20,000. So, and then a $5,000 miscellaneous expense category. So that brings the total cost to fix this property up to $65,000, and that's including closing costs. But if you bought the property for $170,000 and spent $65,000 on it, that would give you $235,000 that you'd be all in for. And then if you sold it for $250,000, you'd profit $15,000, which for the amount of work that it would definitely not be worth your time, at least in my opinion. So if you're doing a high volume of these, like if you were a professional flipper, you had a crew of guys to do stuff for you, that might be worth it, if you did 20 house flips a year. But for me, as a solo guy, entrepreneur, I'm not going to take on a project like this because I could make money a lot easier in other ways. So pretty much, I mean, for the amount of hours you're working, you might be able to work at McDonald's and make more than that. So I like that it had all new electrical and plumbing. And I looked back through the pictures that he sent me, and the HVAC is new as well. So as long as that wasn't stolen, the door was unlocked when I went in. So I definitely think someone has been in there that shouldn't have been. As long as all that stuff was there, that is some value there. Just too much work right now for us. So there's other things we want to try to do, and fixing up an Airstream, which is already a ton of work. So I think we'll pass on this one, but we did get excited for a little bit about the numbers, because it looks like on paper there could be some money to be made, but even at $170,000, which is a really cheap house for this area, it's still too much. So I hope you guys found that informational and helpful. If you did, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. We love talking about different ways to make money outside of a 9-to-5 on our channel, and flipping houses is one of the ways we do that. So, all right guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.